Here is a question. I was driving in a country area recently, and I came across one of those beautiful little country churches that had a sign out the front. And the sign said, "If you're not hungry for Jesus, it's because you're too full of yourself." So the question, Abuna, is how can we make sure that we're not overcome by spiritual dullness and to the point where we're no longer actually seeking the Lord Jesus? Is there anything that we can do to be hungry for the Lord again in this 21st century, busy, distracted world?
You know, it reminds me when I pick up my kids from school, as soon as they get in the car, Dad, can we get a Slurpee? Dad, can we please get Slurpee? Boys, I want you to go home first, have your dinner, and then we'll get Slurpee after, if you eat well. Please, Dad, it's boiling hot. It was sports today. I'm sweating. Please, Dad, I want to get a Slurpee. Please, please. Okay, if you have your dinner first, we'll go get a Slurpee after. Please, Dad, I beg you. I promise you. If you just get us a Slurpee, we'll have the dinner. I go, all right, but get small. Please, Dad, let's get large. Please, let's get large. It's only $1.20. Come on, please, Dad. It's not going to make my difference. Please, we'll have the... All right. You know, get a Slurpee. Drop them off. Get Slurpees. We get home. I bring you out the meal, and they have a few bites. Oh, I'm full. I'm full, Dad. I'm full. Yeah. So what goes wrong is that if we fill our stomachs with junk, there is no space for the healthy meal, the nutritious meal. Not only is there no space for it, but there's no desire for it. But what's happening is that we become malnourished because you can't be nourished on Slurpees. And the same thing happens in our spiritual life, is that we fill ourselves with junk. We fill ourselves thinking that I am putting good stuff in. I'm filling myself with my desires, with wealth, with status, with sin, with pleasures. And I feel like I'm full. But what in reality, we have filled ourselves with junk. We are malnourished. We don't realize, actually, there is this deep hunger for Christ. That's how we were created, to need Him in our life, to be filled by Him. And if we don't fill ourselves by Him and we replace it with the junk, well, then we'll be spiritually malnourished. We need to stop for a second. Before you stop off and get that Slurpee, before you stop and get that pleasure, that hit, that desire, that status, that wealth, before you go after all of that, go fill yourself with Christ first. And then you realize that He's the only one that fills us, that satisfies us, and makes us truly fulfilled.